I'm James Doyle.
Hi, I'm Travis Lucan.
And we're here to talk to you today about networking, a very important life skill. So to start off, you might be asking yourself, what is networking? A lot of people have a decent idea of what they think it vaguely is, but we're going to get a little more detail than that. Networking, probably at its core, is just building alliances. That's both in the workforce, in friendships, just building those strong connections that are really going to last and help you build. As young professionals and even as undergraduates here at Madison, we can attend these professional meetings such as the career fair, some of the workshops or the company seminars that they put on. But once you get into the workforce, there's going to be those things where you have networking opportunities. They're all over, very important. And probably most importantly is that you're marketing yourself more than anything. Once you get into your actual job, you're going to be marketing a product. But for an example that we're going to use today for marketing yourself is the well-known Tila Tequila. Now she has become very popular through social networking sites such as MySpace and Twitter. But as you'll see, she really hasn't controlled her image. She's almost let the image control her. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today, but just keep her in mind.
So you might be asking yourself, why do I need networking? Can't I just work hard and build my way up? And so with networking, there is really a hidden job market, that is not advertised online or through career sites. And so meeting people can give you access to this hidden job. It also allows you, with talking with industry leaders and stuff, to gain and learn industry information that you wouldn't be able to find elsewhere. And then lastly, there's always the possibility of building lifelong friendships.
Right. So, let's just talk about building a network. So, let's say, you get out of school, you have a great GPA, you know all your professors really well, but you didn't really build those strong friendships with them, you didn't really build your connections. Now, let's say a different scenario, a different you. Now, you go through school, you don't have the greatest GPA, you really build solid foundations with your professors, internship experience, everybody knows your name, really personable. And let's say out of all those people, you have 6 really solid connections. Now those 6 solid connections are really going to stick their neck out for you. They can say a whole lot about you, they know your personality, they know your work ethic. You're not just a number to them. Now those 6 people, even if they can't help you out, they can talk to, let's just say, 2 more other people. All of a sudden you're up to 12 people, when all you have to do is just meet these people on an everyday basis. Now obviously this chain's going to continue for a while, it just kind of transcends down and more people are getting out there. So it's really important just to build this proverbial network around yourself.
So we'll tell you a few things of what not to do in networking. And one is just to make cold calls. You don't want to just call everybody you know and tell them that you're looking for a job. You want to be strategic about this and choose people that are good networking options. And you don't want to have your rehearsed monologues. You don't want to. You want this to be a personal thing and natural, and so you don't want to just have a speech kind of prepared every time. And lastly, you don't necessarily want to sell yourself. In the case of
let's just say, all right, so a good example of this. So let's say you're at one of those young professional meetings or professional meetings, as we talked about earlier, one of those networking things. You're meeting these people, and obviously you're there for a reason. You work for a company. You're selling a product, even if it's not, just toothbrush, here, buy my toothbrush. You're selling your business. Leave that at the door, the first couple of these meetings. And really build those connections first. Don't just come out with a sales pitch. It really just kind of comes off as like that door-to-door kind of salesman thing. Just stay away from it at all costs. And, Tila Tequila, here she is, selling herself in a very, non-acceptable way as far as professional is concerned. So, again, keep that in mind. So, just some basic tips for how to be an effective networker. Most importantly, be active. We have the career fair, we have the career connections on campus. Just go out there, introduce yourself, don't be shy, don't be the guy in the corner, hi, my name is James, actually go up, be very proactive, introduce yourself. Now this slide right here, active in one versus sporadic in many, this refers to those meetings. Now let's say you get into the workforce and you go to these networking meetings, but you decide to mix it up and go to 7 or 8 as opposed to just 1 or 2. Now if you just went to 1 or 2, you meet the same people, likely over and over again. You get to know more people there with much stronger connections. Whereas if you go to the 7 or 8, you're just kind of, like they kind of know who you are, but they really don't know who you are, and you don't really, kind of make yourself that well known. Which leads to the fact of getting to know the regulars. At all these meetings, there's going to be like the big players that knows everybody and knows how to make connections. Get to know those people, and the only thing you can do is just go introduce yourself, be very active, and just, stick with it.
And also a very important part of networking is just asking questions. So, I mean, just asking questions in general shows your interest in the person, and it, helps build that relationship. And it's also important to ask open-ended questions. A simple yes or no questions doesn't really allow you to get to know the person that in depth. And also, probably one of the most important parts is just the follow-up.
Right. So, just to elaborate on that follow-up a little bit more, like you said, very, very important part of this, networking. If you're gonna, make a connection with this person, you gotta hold on to your promise of, like, oh, let me get your contact information. I'll contact you within 1 week. Make sure you do that. It really shows respect to the people that you just met, whether it's, a friend, a superior, someone who you're even looking to hire. Just make sure you really build that rapport with that person and make them know that you're a trustworthy person, that you really give back to people. And another advantage of this is it really keeps that conversation fresh in mind. So you remember who it was, who they were, what they talked about, the favorite sports team, just that kind of basic stuff, like that Rolodex information. Just get down to it first. It just makes things so much easier.
And also, with today's technology, there's a lot of online abilities, and so we kind of call it netiquette. And so, as with online, your behavior matters almost more than your face-to-face behavior, just because it is permanent and it is out there for everyone to see. So, with that, you got to be aware of all the audiences. You want your material to be appropriate for anybody. And just a few examples, a lot of us are aware of Facebook. It is a lot of companies who go to the career fair, and they are now using Facebook to network with you. And then also another source is LinkedIn, and this is mainly just focused primarily on business networking.
Right. So the most important thing is just to be genuine and be yourself. Don't go being someone who you're not. Just go up there, shake their hand. I'm James Doyle, mechanical engineering. I'm not going to try to elaborate on my successes or, hide my failures. You just got to be yourself. Just be the best version of yourself that you can be, and that's going to, speak way better about yourself than any sort of, charade that you put onto a company.
So, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, Travis, at lucan@wisc.edu, and then James is right here too.
Yeah. We'll be putting these slides up online, if you want to look through them some more. But again, it's kind of a humorous way of looking at it, but just remember, you control your networking, don't let it control you. Just really make sure that you know what you're putting out there and what the image that you're sending. So here are some references that we used, and perhaps most importantly, this time of year, is thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, very happy Thanksgiving though.